this fuck-ass hotel.
Yeah, right? Jesus. That's what you get for booking in Toontown.
Okay, I had to switch rooms, so I checked in yesterday. I'm not in the same room, actually, as I was last time with the drill.
Same layout, though.
Like, kicked in door. Yeah, it is the same layout.
Yeah.
But one of my coworkers is, and she was like, yeah, I'm going to stay, but it is weird. Yeah, it is. But so I check in.
Just the amount of destruction that's been done to the door in the past is a little skeevy.
Yes, yeah. So I check in, and I walk into the room that they give me, and it smells like mold. I'm like, oh
God.
Cool. Like, it's like musty as fuck. I walk in, and it just feels damp.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So I'm like,
can I get like a dehumidifier 6 in here? Like,
I was like, can I get another room? Because this place is huge and definitely empty.
Yeah.
So I switch rooms and everything. But then, it's just like, I got like a drink yesterday, like a soda, and then I put it in the fridge to keep. And then I went to drink it today. It's frozen. It's just completely frozen over.
Yeah.
Like, the microwave, I just microwaved a couple of Hot Pockets because that was all that was in the little thing downstairs, which they've upgraded. So it's not just like candy and alcohol down there. They do have their frozen food selection again.
That's kind of nice. Good for them.
Good for them, right? I nuked my Hot Pockets for 3.5 minutes, which is the recommended time. Still cold, still completely fucking cold. Not quite frozen, but I'm like, okay, cool. Let's nuke them for double the time. I take them out. They're like falling apart. I'm like, what is going on?
Dude, the place hates you.
It does.
I love a good Hot Pocket. I would always...
Me too. They're
grew up with them out the toaster oven.
Nice.
I'd pop them in. Yeah, and like the little holders. I love the crispy edges. I'm a big crispy edge guy. Anything I eat, huge on the crispy edge.
I like that you can tear it, and I like the tearable bread. I like that the bread tastes like fake.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm big
yeah.
into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
their fillings too. Like sometimes they're pretty scampy with them, but I don't know. They nail the formula.
They're good.
Yeah,
they really do. Yeah. They've got the right consistency. It's like gooey, but not like wet. Like it's not gross.
Right. There's still some like. I almost said there's still some mouthfeel, but I was like, at that point, like, I'm just using the word to use it. Like, it has no meaning anymore.
I hate you.
Yeah, there's still, like, texture.
Just say texture.
Like you were saying.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, fuck. There was another joke I wanted to make, but it's.
Do you have a joke?
No. I was just breathing in.
No, I asked you blueberry or cherry because I did get 2 Trulies. So I'm starting with the blueberry because you said. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I sort of figured. Like,
I'm halfway in.
You're like breaking this down for. I'm like, yeah, no, you typed that to me. You typed. I got 2 Trulies.
Did you know that this is a recorded podcast medium where the people can't actually see our Discord chats?
Yeah. Wow, I did that like the
Yeah, you sounded like a
the
barge.
fucking the thing from SpongeBob, his alarm clock in the morning.
What if SpongeBob was in this movie?
Future Lane, please.
Worse.
Well, yeah,
Oh.
it would make it significantly
I will
worse.
put it in.
Yes, thank you.
I'll put
Thank
it
you.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, like the real one. Just cut out me doing my shitty impression there and just put in the real one. Thanks.
It'll be really fun to try to download that audio clip on the plane when I'm editing this.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you on Discord. I'm just gonna I'll pop in one of the DVDs right now and I'll record it and send it to you.
Please do. Yeah, record it on your phone so that we get the low quality rip into the podcast episode.
I don't have speakers, so I'll play it through my headphones into the into my phone. Not speaker.
Your
what is
TV
it?
doesn't
Microphone?
have speakers?
Oh, I guess I could pop it in the TV. I don't have a DVD player for the TV. I can hook the laptop up to it, but
Is this movie's worse if SpongeBob is in it, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I agree.
100%? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't hear. Sorry.
That's
okay.
what I was agreeing with. I was like, yeah, 100%.
A manic episode, in the truest sense of the word.
Oh, yeah.
Introduce our show, please.
Hey, what's up, watchers? I'm Ricky.
My name's Lane, and when Ricky said hey, he actually raised his hand to wave to all of you, so please accept that.
I'm just saying, like, the records of us, Patreon, I don't know, like, it kind of
The video records, I will never do that. I will never do, absolutely not. These people
if
don't
I ever
know
got,
what I look like
a front light, maybe, because, like, this is horrifying. This isn't...
Ricky is backing up further and further from
This is at least slightly
chair.
acceptable. Yeah, I had to get up out of the chair to go back behind the light so that my face is at all front lit and I'm not sitting like Dracula.
You look
that's
like
so
Judge
far
Doom
from the mic.
in
No!
That light. Yeah.
I look like what?
I'm sure I heard it. Like Judge Doom from this movie in that
yeah,
light. You're
I
like
do.
waxing. I added
that's
to
why...
the caricature of Ricky is Judge Doom.
Maybe that's why I'm so afraid of wax figurines and like dolls.
Oh, because you are one.
Yeah. It's like I see myself there a little too realistically. Yeah.
I don't, to someone who doesn't know you, I bet you could like hit the Victorian pneumonia boy like aesthetic, like sickly.
Yeah, I think sickly is a good
anybody
way
who
to
meets
describe
you-
it.
But you don't actually, like, knowing you, I'm like, oh no, that's just how Ricky is.
I don't know. Yeah, it is weird. Like, I feel like,
You have hair to be sickly.
You think so?
Like, your hair's not patchy enough. Yeah, your beard's patchy, but that's just because you're...
The beard's not patchy, it's just I only have a goatee and I have literally nothing else beyond this point. Like...
Sounds patchy to me.
Patchy would be if it was just in, like, certain areas, right?
Like a goatee, perhaps. Anyway,
well, no. I have friends
podcast.
who have, like, a patchy beard, and, like, they've asked me, they're like, how do you, like, keep the goatee? And I'm like, I'm not keeping the goatee. That's all I can grow. It's not out of, like, preference. It's necessity.
You should really shave the goatee. It's not you need to keep up on that shit. I will pay for you to get electrolysis.
Why? What the fuck? That's crazy. That is...
Because it looks bad.
So crazy. Yeah, no, I get that. Like, I understand that. I get that. You're like... That's what I'm saying. It's crazy that you're so openly insulting me. Especially over, like, a look that I prefer to the clean-shaven look.
Do you prefer the goatee? Really?
I prefer having any facial hair over having none, yeah.
Why?
I just don't like me with no facial hair. So much better.
That's crazy.
Nah.
You do. I'm going to make your face. I'm going to...
Can we ask it? Can we ask it in the group chat? Right
Actually,
now?
Well, in the past, people have said yes that you look better with no facial hair. Liesl had.
I'm gonna need you to pull up the receipts on that, Lane.
Okay? This is a great fucking episode. Do you think I can't find receipts for things?
Yeah. Well, maybe not this thing. And then tell me the keyword you searched so I can search it as well. And what search result
just tag it.
Oh, true.
Search "agreed about the beard" and you'll find it from.
Fucked up.
I found that. For the watchers at home, I did not edit out any dead air. I found it that fast.
Yeah,
so.
that's actually insane. Fuck.
Yeah, it's from April 10th, 2024.
Yep, 2024 at 4:20 p.m. That's crazy.
Anyway.
Fuck.
Watchers, get us in the comments about Ricky's facial hair. Get us in the Spotify comments, the YouTube comments as well. I'm sorry. Ricky's going through all of the stages of grief.
Yeah.
You're welcome to have it. It's just, it's a worse look. But if you like it, then that's fine. You're the only person that you... I'm not saying it's bad. I still think you look fine.
I like doing this. I do like the little I don't know how to refer to that. Scruffling of the chin.
Scritching the beard. Yeah, scratching
the chin. Yeah. And it feels it feels really different if there's if it's just chin. To like the chin feels very different. Like not I don't care how my fingers feel with it. We can move off this subject. Lane's just giving me the most tension.
No, I was listening intently. I swear to God, I wasn't even passing judgment. That's just my face. What kills me is that you don't do the mustache. I know you can't, but if you could do the mustache and the beard. So
it comes in. It's just not as heavy or dark as I would like it to be.
We got to get you on minoxidil. Is what we got to get. We got to get you. We got to do one or the other. You got to go all in or all off.
I'll say this. When I was going to the gym and I was squatting, I actually so that's when the goatee started becoming more persistent. And when I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna keep it. And I'm gonna go with it. I kind of like having it. But but also like the hair started like creeping down my chin. So I'm worried that I'm gonna get a neck beard. Like the hair started creeping like up my chin towards like the chin cleft. I'm calling this. I don't know, towards my neck. I don't know if it'll continue, but it was like creeping back. The problem is I've got no sideburn, no like connection to the beard area like there, and I've got nothing on like the back jaw.
You have long hair, dog. Like, so no one's gonna notice that you're like. Have you ever noticed that Christopher's sideburns don't connect to his beard? Bet you haven't, because he's got long hair and he's hot.
Yeah, I do want to cut the hair though, and I don't know if I could grow the beard.
My fingers.
I do kind of want the beard. I want to grow like a bit more of the beard. If I could, I would. Chris has said that would look good on me. He's not here to defend himself,
if you could do... Shout out Christopher.
Shout out Christopher.
I believe it. If you could do a whole... I'm just going to be ripping burps into this mic.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Again. This is just like the Beyond the Sea episode. I think if you could do the whole beard, I think it would be okay.
Yeah.
I think either like long hair and whole beard, or short hair and no facial hair.
Okay, I could see that. Okay, I'm down. Yeah, all right, fair.
It depends on what vibe you're going for.
Well, because
now you're going for very much like, I play Steam games, whereas like
fine, fair.
If you could, like I'm saying, you could Timmy Max, and it would be.
I'm not gonna Timmy Max. I'm not gonna Timmy Max to that extent. I don't think I could Timmy Max because I wouldn't pull it off, right? I'd be too much of a budget Timmy.
Actually, I don't think so. Timmy is a budget Timmy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have the right facial structure for it. He's almost like anemic, right? I don't want to like go for that, right?
I don't think it's just that you have like a pronounced jaw. Like you have a good like cut
of my jib.
Yeah, well, no, I do not like the cut of your jib, in fact, but
fuck. Dude,
it's just you've got like angles. You've got angles in your face, and I feel like you could maximize on that. And I feel like you could hit that like
I could be your angle or your devil.
This is We Want to Watch. And this is a podcast where we talk about movies. Typically ones that we have not seen, but we have heard are important or good or interesting. This movie's all three. Perhaps.
Yeah, hell yeah, it is.
Important, good, and interesting. This was.
I've seen a lot of clips from it before. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Go introduce the movie since it's your Rick's pick.
The movie, a Rick's pick. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? 1988, directed by I don't have this pulled up.
Robert Zemeckis.
Directed by Robert Zemeckis. That's crazy. He does a lot of really crazy stuff.
I was really happy that you picked this movie because I was like, okay, Ricky, you have free reign. I won't protest. Just make it something fun. And you delivered. And I was so pleased.
I wanted to do an animation, and I had been bouncing around a couple of them. None of them really caught my eye. Yeah, Chip and Dale.
I was I was like 5% interested in Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers just because the fact that you knew it. I was like,
right.
Oh, is this?
So I had heard about it. Ed from the Corner Room like loves that sort of stuff. So he loved the movie. But I really wanted to watch it in order to compare it to this movie, which I also hadn't seen. But like I had heard about it in reference to this movie specifically.
Well, and I looked it up, and apparently Roger Rabbit, the character, is in Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Oh shit!
So
maybe we should watch
they
it
knew what they were doing.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it eventually. I kind of gotta.
Yeah. So you said you've seen clips of this, but you had not seen it before in its entirety. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just never occurred to me. I don't know. I just don't sit down and watch movies, right? It
never occurred to you. That's so crazy to be like, oh, this movie is definitely. I don't know if this movie speaks to me, Ricky.
No. Just whenever I've been looking for a movie, I've never like thought of it, and anytime that somebody suggested it, I've never been like, oh yeah, like for sure, I want to watch that right now. And like, I'm not a movie guy, so it's not like I'm watching them very often.
Why are you in a movie podcast?
You tell me, Lane. You fucking tell me.
You know.
So, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? It's like on Disney, and I never knew that until I looked it up, and like the top watch option was
on
Disney
Plus,
and I was like, "That's fucking crazy." I have that. I've been.
You have Disney Plus?
Simpsons. Yeah, of course. I watched The Simpsons on there because that's the only place where it is. Phineas and Ferb. That's pretty much it. That's what I have it around. And it just sits for months until I get obsessed with it.
I have Disney Plus only because it's linked to Hulu, and I get Hulu for free with a credit card. So
wow, you just got you got good shit with your credit cards, Lane.
I do. Yeah, you gotta. I'm a credit card maxer.
I gotta start credit card maxing. Yeah,
you do. But no. It's funny because this movie is so. I don't like it. It's a Disney movie, but like, it's right at that time period in like Disney's filmography that like it couldn't be, like it's just such a particular time for Disney. Like it's before the Disney Renaissance. One could even argue it's part of the Disney Renaissance, like the first one. Yeah. Like your like Little Mermaids and Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast. But it's kind of like right at the end of their fallow period. Like they're like shitty, like The Rescuers and like all that like shitty 80s shit that Disney made. So it's just like
don't even know if I know The Rescuers, but
it's the mouse one, I think. They're mice. Or am I thinking of The Great Mouse Detective? I want to say that The Rescuers is also about mice. I feel like they had a lot of mice.
Mighty Mouse one of them? Yeah, they did have a lot of mice.
The Rescuers is mice. Yeah, okay. Mighty Mouse is an older cartoon from like the Roger Rabbit, Bugs Bunny period. Anyway, what'd you think of this movie? Am I crazy that like you fucked with this movie like crazy?
Yeah, of course.
Like,
great movie.
Okay.
So just on the interesting point of the Disney thing though, not to like derail it right away.
No, please.
It's funny because like they say ass in this movie. Like they get away with a lot of shit.
They say shit? Yeah, they say all
shit?
kinds of stuff. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they say bullshit at one point. I'm pretty sure this is a PG-13.
No, it's PG. Straight up PG. He says,
is it? That's crazy.
I think he says bullshift or something. It's like it's like one or two letters away. And it was like a pun.
The monkey calls him a wise ass at one point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
There's tons of racy shit in this for sure. Yeah.
It's I don't know, kind of crazy. It's such a weird experience to watch it and like to know how sterilized Disney is now, and to look at this and be like, oh, like this is Disney. This was like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and it's such a, it's like the last possible second that they could have made this movie. Not to be like, they couldn't make this movie today.
They could not. That company could never put out this movie today. Never.
It's
not they got in those boardrooms? Like,
yeah, it's not even because it's so edgy and like, oh, this type of humor doesn't exist, but because Disney specifically is so protective of their IP, they would never license Mickey Mouse to be in some shit like this edgy and like sexual.
Dumbo, Goofy, get the fuck out of here!
Yeah, all the guys are in there.
Way.
Yeah.
No way.
At one point she says. At one point, Jessica Rabbit's like, "You're the best I've ever had, Roger. Even better than Goofy." It's like, what?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's crazy. The patty cake scene, like,
yeah, it's so funny.
So funny.
Yeah.
Him flipping through the stills afterwards too, and like the fact that it's like,
and it makes a cartoon.
Yeah, it's like animation.
It's really fun.
It's so good.
Yeah. This is just. From something I want to talk about with this movie, we don't have to say right now, but we don't talk so much about like how movies are made, and like I don't really want to get into that because it's not super my area of expertise, and I would just have to be reading like trivia more or less. But I do think we should like marvel a little bit about this movie because while I was watching it, I've seen this movie probably a dozen times, but like watching it this time around, I was like, God damn, how did they do this? Like, how did they actually do this?
When he wiped the dust off of his brother's chair, I was like, all right, these guys. And like, it happened right after the glass, like the cut where like it had him like as
yes, that was one I wrote out too, where he's like a silhouette, and you're like, how did they like cut the glass out and like pull it? Like, what did they do?
Yeah, and it's such like a crazy like, all right, like how do you get this particular like man. Yeah. It's such a cool like practical effect, right? And then like immediately afterwards, they have another like really cool like how do they do this?
There's a lot of like really flashy stuff like that, or like the toons like interacting with the people, but then there's also really subtle stuff too, like their shadows are always like in sync, like that
everything's
had to be
consistent,
perfectly calibrated.
Yeah.
There's like lots of like little like flourishes that you wouldn't notice unless you were really looking for them, but They just add to like the realism. You don't for a second like doubt that Bob Hoskins is actually talking to a rabbit. Like it's it's incredible. It's really cool.
in the scene where they introduce Jessica Rabbit, hubba, by the way. I had to get it. But in the scene where they introduce her and she like pushes the guy's face down, like.
Oh, she does like a ton of things during that. She like grabs guys
and she does
like,
the lapel. She like shines his head. Yeah. I mean, she does a ton, but like the very first interaction there, it's just like so. I don't want to say real to life, but like it's very realistic. And like
it is.
You have to admire the actors in the room like playing to nothing, right?
100%.
It's so
100%.
cool.
Well, and they might not be. Like, this is why I don't want to get too much into, like, the actual technical details.
Right, like, somebody could be there and they're editing, whatever, yada, yada.
Yeah,
but it's still impressive.
But, I mean, that's just as impressive.
Right? Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is like, you have to have somebody, okay, they have to be, positioned, or, like, a prop has to be positioned on, like, wires or on a stick or something to, like, push in or something like that, in the same shape as the character. Like, there's a ton of, like, really... just like technical marvel, I think, to it.
Yeah,
and it's fascinating. So this director is kind of known for like technically like groundbreaking stuff, like Forrest Gump or Back to the Future.
The Polar Express.
Polar Express is one I was going to mention to you, and the Christmas Carol one. So there's like Castaway, Contact. Like these are all movies by this director. So there's probably a couple that I can't even remember.
Oh,
so
that's crazy.
Yeah, he has a huge, like, very...
Wait,
like I said,
he did Back to the Future?
Yeah.
What?
All three of them. Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
wait,
like...
that's crazy, actually.
Yeah. I want to say there's one more that I can't remember that you would know.
I'm looking. Maybe you were thinking Flight?
Oh,
it's a
Beowulf.
Denzel movie. Beowulf? You said that.
Flight is good. Yeah.
Yeah, written by...
Sure.
Sure.
We're anti... remember, because he's a sex pest.
Oh, right. Yeah. Fuck. My bad.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's all good. I'll bleep it. But so, it's even like among all of those movies that we just named, I do think that this one is the most impressive, even though it might not be the most like complicated. I don't know. I couldn't say, some of those other movies are also pretty complicated, but like this is just like, it's like astounding. It's like a fucking miracle on screen.
Yeah. It's awesome to watch. It's so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. And not even like the technical aspect of it is like crazy and very interesting and cool, but the way that the actors play around it as well is also like very
absolutely
interesting and cool.
Yeah.
And just like playing between the two is funny. All of the scenes with our main guy,
Bob Hoskins.
What's his name?
Eddie
Hoskins,
Valiant.
Yeah. All of him by like himself in Toontown, where it's just like
him and then
him in a green screen or whatever.
Yeah,
but it's just him like character acting. Yeah. So great. And I love how he gets toonier as like the movie goes on.
Yeah, that's like his redemption arc, right? He like stops drinking or like cuts back and like redeems himself.
When he's in Toontown and he's like falling, he grabs his hat from off screen.
That was something good. I noticed too. Like he kind of adopts more toony mannerisms and like things that he says throughout, and then culminating in this transcendent, like is the way to describe it. Like scene of him singing at the end. You're like every time I remember watching.
That was like him coming out of the cocoon, right? Like
yes, yeah. It's so it's like one of those moments that like it's like a stand up and cheer, like at the end of that. It's a great scene. So I agree with you. I mean,
he had the apotheosis, right? And then he does the he does the return to normalcy, right? But
pulling out his big book of screenwriting here.
Return to form. I don't know. Return to form. Is that what it's called?
Well, no, because you are doing a return to form. Because you haven't done this.
Right. So I had reached apotheosis. So I'm returning to normalcy, right? Anyway.
I do think I have not looked at like the other movies of this year to really assess, but I do think that Bob Hoskins like deserved more acclaim for this. I think that like his role is so, not only is he like acting with these cartoons that are not there and like selling it, like and really selling it, but also he is selling his own character and brings like an emotion and like empathy to it that like all of these roles are played straight. Nobody is like winking at the camera or like doing anything too like silly, like, oh, I'm in this movie, this shitty kids movie. Like there's none of that. Yeah. And it makes the film, all of course it's an homage to, cartoons of like this golden age of animation, but also like noir and like all of
like 50s, 60s noir.
Yeah, 40s, 50s, but like
40s. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah. And so he has been in, he you might not have seen him in anything else, but he has kind of like up to that point, he was in like a lot of like kind of like crime movies. He was Mario in the Mario Brothers movie in the 90s, but
I've heard the voice before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen Garfield, The Tale of Two Kitties, 2006.
Sure. But he's in these like kind of grittier like crime movies, or like, he kind of plays like, he's not like a comedic actor, or wasn't up to this point. And so for him to kind of bring that really grounded, really like physical comedy, but still again like playing this character straight, is so like moving. Like it's really gripping. He does a great job of like being grouchy without being unsympathetic. Like you're never like, this guy needs to lighten up. You're like, oh, I totally get why he would be pissed off about Roger Rabbit being in his house.
Even everything, just like, oh yeah, I could see why he wouldn't want to work with Toons. I'm like, yeah, for sure. Like totally understand his background, his motivations. Like all of the characters are really well defined in that regard. Like they're all like, like 100%.
Even though they're archetypes, like even though they're like, the bartending dame and like, whatever.
The grouchy detective. The drunk at the bar who has the revelation and becomes kind-hearted and doesn't sell it out. Like it's literally like just
that part is so funny. That guy really does a great job. And that part is so like, again, it's like another like winning. There's a lot of like winning moments in this where you're like,
It's funny because he acts out like having someone there hackier than everyone else, like than everyone else normally acting the movie, and so totally. It stands out as like, oh, okay, this is like, like it's like, oh, this is a performance, like within the performance. I don't know, it's fun, it's cool.
Well, it's a reference to a movie. What he makes from the 50s. Yeah, it's actually a serious movie. Called Harvey. That's why he's like, yeah, my friend Harvey. It's like a movie from the 50s starring Jimmy Stewart. And it's like he's
the guy who ate World.
And he's got an imaginary friend, and like the whole thing is like, his like family is trying to like set him straight, and kind of get him on. So that's what they're referencing.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah. So
see, Lane, if you had known this, you should have introduced me to all of those movies before this one. As like,
I was not. Okay, we'd be going for like.
I had to know them. Great. Fuck yeah.
There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of like love for movies in this movie.
Yeah, but we could like go through all of them. We could do the year of Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
That's too much.
It'd be huge.
I don't like noir movies that much.
Wow.
But like all of the references, like for example, Jessica Rabbit, like her design. I mean, of course, she's like pulling on, or not pulling on, but like she's drawing from. Geez, that's a pun too. Oh my god.
Yeah. I was like, geez, Lane, why don't you just say tug it on? Like, cry.
Well, I meant drawing. Like, she's a drawing. She's a cartoon.
Yeah.
But so her design is very much like Lauren Bacall and, fucking Veronica Lake and like some of these other like classic like starlets with like the big wavy hair and like, if you looked up some of them, you would recognize them because you'd be like, oh, this is what Jessica Rabbit is referencing.
Right. So 100%, I think the references are so great in this because they're recognizable without like knowing the source material, right?
Yeah.
Like you can 100% be like, oh, okay, right. She's like a 50s starlet, she's in the spotlight, yada, yada, whatever. I get it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, a scandal? Like, all right, like, yeah, I get it. Like, sure, fine.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. It's
Patsy? Yeah, all right, okay.
Patty cake, yeah.
Patty cake. Oh, not Patsy, yeah, patty cake. Hey, buddy.
It is, it's a movie that there's just a lot of love and sincerity to it, which makes it, again, like transcendent. really nice to watch something that's not cynical even a little bit. Even, and this is part of what I said to you when I was trying to text you last night and be like, you are going to love an aspect of this movie so fucking much, and I had forgotten about it, which is that this movie takes place in an alternate universe where the freeway never came to fruition because they stopped it from existing.
All right. Wait a second. All right. I was going to talk about the freeway, but I was going to save that for later because I didn't want to get on my soapbox.
When they started, and I was like, oh.
Only a toon could think of that. I was like, let's go! Fuck the highways! Down!
When I started watching this movie and they mentioned the public and he gets on the the
for a nickel. Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is fucking catnip for Ricky. Ricky's gonna fucking scream into the fucking mic.
Oh my god!
But go off, King.
Yeah. So his plan basically was to pave Toontown and put up a freeway.
Please.
I don't know the other lyrics to that song, but
those are the important ones. I mean,
yeah, right. I couldn't stop thinking it. As soon as I saw that, I was like, the paper That's all.
Is that all you wanted to say on that whole topic? I mean,
yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, yeah, no, I mean, it's cool, it's funny. It'd be kind of a shame. My brother was like a toll worker, so he survived off of the interstate, so he'd be out of a job. But man, there's just something about these big roads that I don't appreciate. Right? There's something about the car dependency in America that I just don't appreciate, says the non-car
And you're right
haver.
not to. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Hey, it impacts you though. If you can't walk places.
Yeah. Can't walk places. Public transport is just not great. I don't know.
There's a weird brown stain on the wall next to me. I'm just noticing.
Good time to inspect it.
I'm here for 5 nights.
At Freddy's?
At the Fred Mussy Suites.
Hello?
I am
Fred Mussy?
Like embassy. Hello? Like the embassy suites.
Alright.
Five nights at embassy. I'm only 5% through the second Truly.
Wow, you're at 105% right now.
Yeah. So, someone else's performance that we should talk about is Christopher Lloyd, who plays Judge Doom. He's also in Back to the Future. He's, the whole... I don't fuck with that movie. Yeah. What's the guy's name? Not Doc Ock.
Can't tell you. Doc
Brown?
Doc Brown, sure. Why not?
You got all excited about that movie. Do you not know that movie? Back to the Future?
No, I mean, I saw it once. Or maybe twice growing up. I don't know.
I
don't really remember it. I probably did as well, to be honest with you.
I'm trying to think of what other stuff Christopher Lloyd has been in that you would know him from. He's like a guy. He's in stuff.
The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the 8th Dimension. He's John Big Booty. Wait, what the fuck?
I'm trying to... Yeah, I guess... Oh, he's Uncle Fester, I think, in Addams Family.
Yeah, Addams Family.
Oh, you've never heard of Buckaroo Banzai? You're gonna answer me?
I had not. Oh, he's in Bad Babies. He's in Here Comes Peter Cottontail, the movie.
He's apparently in the Hey Arnold movie, which apparently is directed by somebody named Tucker. Is that for real? Is that real? Oh
William Osborne, quote, Tucker the Third.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
Okay, he's also in this movie from 1978, directed and starring Jack Nicholson, called Goin' South. And the plot of this seems to be Jack Nicholson is playing a fucking weird prospector. The tagline is, in 1868 Longhorn, Texas. Sorry, I'm not doing a good voice here.
You're good.
In 1868 Longhorn, Texas, a convicted outlaw had 2 choices: get hung or get married. This is Jack Nicholson. Please, watchers at home, look up the poster of Going South. Jack Nicholson looks the scariest he's ever looked. Yeah, please.
That Tucker has like 100% shaped my childhood, and probably yours and many of the watchers as well.
Who is Tucker?
The Tucker. Tuck Tucker. The guy that directed the Hey Arnold movie.
Yeah, I know, but what did he do? He worked on SpongeBob. He did
a bunch of shit. He worked on Alf, The Simpsons, Rugrats, Ren and Stimpy, SpongeBob, Hey Arnold.
Shockingly not this movie.
Not this movie.
Interesting.
Crazy.
He did Rugrats.
Yep.
Wow. Jimmy Neutron.
Real Monsters? That's crazy.
Wait, actually, okay, we gotta talk about
Jimmy Neutron was great. What's up?
Well, first, Christopher Lloyd. He does a great job, the villain.
Yes.
He also plays it straight, even though he's playing, wackadoo, bonkers, bugnuts, bananas character.
Yeah.
He is legit menacing.
Even when he becomes a toon, he's like...
Yeah, he's
scary. He just gets scarier. Yeah.
Yeah. So, he looks like the fucking child catcher mixed with the tall man, mixed with like a coroner. Like he looks so scary.
Yeah.
But it's great.
Coroner is a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's truly menacing, but still fun. In the best way that villains are. But no, I was just looking through Tucker's filmography, and this movie also has a good jumping off point here. Did you have crushes on cartoons when you were a kid? Like, who was your earliest like film or like movie crush?
Ooh, I think the goth girls from the
Scooby-Doo.
Monster Island or whatever it was.
I know exactly which bitches you're talking about. Are you kidding? Style icons.
Or the goth girl also off of Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom, yeah.
Yeah, those two, yeah. That was pretty much it.
Any goth girls out there that are into guys who look like they play on Steam?
Hey, also I could look like Timmy Chalamet if you clean me up a little bit. Like a budget, great value.
Like
Timmy
a budget
Chalamet.
Timmy, yeah. Tommy
Tim Shal, maybe.
Yeah. Tom, what's a budget version of Shal? Tommy Chalamet.
Tommy Challengers. I don't know.
Anyway,
he was in that movie, right? Anyway,
no, he wasn't.
Fuck. All right.
Good movie. Shout out Challengers.
Good movie. Or Totally Spies. I watched Totally Spies as a kid too, and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But I feel like that show was sexed up.
It was. I watched it when I was like really young, and I didn't like get it. But I've like read stuff about it now where people are like, "This is all like fetish content." I was like, "Ah, fuck."
I feel like that. Okay, like, I don't know about that. I feel like they were just like designed hot, but like the fetish thing, it's like most kids shows have like an episode where people get kidnapped or like that's just
right. Yeah, every kid. I didn't read into it at all, Lane.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I try to avoid
Stop
anything
pushing
like that.
Sex in kids shows, Ricky. Can you chill out with your fetishes for?
You're right.
Whatever.
I hate reading that stuff because it literally like poisons your mind to like think about it later. And so I still think about like, oh, this like maybe has a negative connotation and I shouldn't mention it, but I don't want to read I don't want to read the rest of it because like what if it's real,
That's Twitter.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
That's what Twitter
too many
does.
People's opinions on there. Yeah.
Yes. We should all know less. Not just about each other, but in general. We should all know less. Anyway.
You know what? That would be an interesting conversation. I don't know.
I
was going to say that would have been an interesting conversation to have last week with Silkwood. Like, should we know less? No.
Well,
fuck
sure.
That. The shit we gotta know about Lane.
We should know less fucking weird opinions, hot takes about children's cartoons from.
Oh, okay, yeah, 100%, yeah.
One of my earliest crushes was Jimmy Neutron.
Was it the hair, the ice cream swirl?
It was.
Yeah, it's a good look.
I liked his big brain. I liked that he was smart.
Yeah. Didn't he have like a freakishly large brain though?
Depends on what you mean by freak. I mean, is somebody gonna finally match my freak?
Well, that's why he powered up Sheen. Anyway, so I'm not gonna get into Jimmy Neutron. We could though if you want.
No, we can't. We can't do this.
The early apps were kind of crazy.
No, please continue, because I'm trying to think.
Did you like the Jimmy Timmy Power Hours?
Power Hour, something that Tuck Tucker worked on, apparently.
True.
Yeah, I did. Thought that crossovers are fun, just like this movie.
Yeah,
it's a crossover.
Oh yeah, it's fun. Really fun. I always like the Fairly Odd Parents like animation style and like drawing style for like Jimmy Neutron characters more than the opposite, because like Timmy is like, you can't design that in 3D without it looking just utterly ridiculous, and I mean they did, but
and it looked ridiculous.
It looks like completely ridiculous. He looked like a squirrel. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So I would say the other, like, one of the first like gay awakening movies I watched was like when I was really, really young, was one of the Scooby-Doo live action movies. I remember being like,
shit.
Yeah.
No,
I remember being like,
I got you. Yeah.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah.
Why am I so
100%.
into this woman? But Jessica Rabbit never did it for me. But like a lot of people, it's like, she's the one. Like, she's like your earliest fan.
Is she?
You know. Yeah, like totally. People 100%, like, I'm not.
Wow.
Fucking swear to God. Hand up.
Maybe if I'd seen this movie much earlier in life, maybe. But it's like way too cartoonish. Oh, fuck. You know which one was another one? Atlantis. The like Russian woman with like blonde hair.
Oh wait,
she's in like army. She's in like army studs or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? I
actually have. I don't think I've seen Atlantis.
Fuck, that's a great.
Why
movie.
did I?
You gotta.
Why did I Google Atlantis and think that was going to just get me into what I wanted? Isn't Atlantis? Isn't there a like? So not the main girl, but like another woman. I'm not seeing a Russian blonde with.
Well, not like Russian, maybe. Maybe not Russian.
I'm not seeing any woman that fits this. Are you sure you're not thinking of the other?
No,
what's the other
Helga
one?
Sinclair. No.
Oh, Ricky found it. Ricky's like, let me look at my tags on AO3.
No,
I see.
The second thing when you pull up Atlantis is like the character.
Yeah, maybe for your algorithm.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
They're like, did you mean this girl? I can see you definitely have like a type. You want women who can step on you.
Wow.
This is interesting. Oh, I see cosplayers.
Although I did name my cat after Kita, so I don't know. Maybe not fair. And I named my other cat after Milo, so.
Oh, from Atlantis?
Yeah, Milo Thatcher. And then Princess Kita, I don't know her full name.
You like Margaret Thatcher? What the fuck? I thought you were into public transit.
Where is that coming from?
You said Thatcher? Milo Thatcher? Margaret Thatcher?
Oh, fuck off.
Come on, man.
My bad. Oh, I think it's just Milo Thatch. It is just Milo Thatch.
Damn.
That's a Rickyism right there.
It really was. I'm trying to think of what other characters I was hot for. Really young. I feel like I didn't have a ton of cartoon crushes. The Hex Girls from Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost, I believe, is the specific. I watched all of those a couple years ago, like back to back. Those bitches hold up. Not the Hex Girls, but like the Scooby-Doo, in general. Yeah. The Zombie Island one.
There's 4 or 5 of them, which are all like pretty good.
Yeah.
My friends were talking about that the other day. That always comes up every so often. I don't know, like
the Scooby-Doos or the Hex Girls.
No, like those. The Hex Girls, and generally the Hex Girls leads into those were all pretty solid movies. Like you watch all those, and then we like debate which one was the best, and
it's Zombie
unanimously,
Island. 100%.
It is Zombie Island. Unanimously, the Cyber Chase one like always falls flat. It's always like dead last.
Yeah, I feel like that was the one that came out after all the others. Like I feel like it was like later.
It's like a cash grab.
Yeah, it's fucking doing the Matrix. But no, because it's Witch's Ghost, Zombie Island, and there's a third one.
There was an alien one, right?
Good. Yeah, but there's hang on. Now this is gonna fucking bother me.
All right.
Go to Letterboxd, search Scooby-Doo.
What's a Scooby-Doo? We're coming after you. Gonna solve that mystery. I see you, Scooby-Doo. We're coming after you. What's a Scooby-Doo?
Oh, Legend of the Vampire and the Loch Ness Monster. Those are the ones. I feel like Witch's Ghost is the close second, though, because that's the one that has Tim Curry, where he's like, I'm a warlock. Like, I distinctly remember that. Anyway.
Is that what he does?
He does. Do you want me to say it again?
No.
That's good, because I don't want to.
Okay.
And since Sarah's blood runs in my veins, I guess that makes me a warlock.
I'm just browsing through animation now to see if there's anything that...
What was the other one? So it's...
Witch's Ghost,
there were like 4,
Legend
right?
of the Vampire.
Okay.
And Alien Invasion is one of them, too.
Yeah.
I feel like none of the Disney, like, Renaissance, none of that was, like, a sexual awakening for me.
No, Disney was, like, very
sterile.
Non-sexual. Yeah.
I feel like
I mean, I think
Gaston
it's gotten very,
was,
very
like,
sterile now, but...
I think Gaston was like a gender awakening for me. I was like, damn, I want to be this. Damn, I wish that were me.
Wow, could I do that? How many eggs do I gotta eat a day to look like that? Like shit.
5 dozen, in fact, is I believe the line.
Is that the amount? Yeah.
All right, before we get back to Roger Rabbit.
No one disturbs the local economy like Gaston.
Best. That's the best Disney song. That
What?
goes toe to toe
Gaston?
with. Yeah, that song goes toe to toe with any other fucking Disney song.
Damn.
It's better. It's better than any of the other songs in fucking Beauty and the Beast. It's definitely better than the only song that could possibly compare is Aladdin, Prince Ali, like.
Prince Ali, glorious he Ali Baba. Yeah, that's a really good one. I love that one.
Yeah, or maybe Friend Like Me, I guess. But yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Even then.
I mean, as far as like jaunty sort of swinging tunes go, yeah, I think that's kind of takes the cake.
What's better? Like what?
I know that's what I'm trying to think of.
Like, yeah, forget it. A Whole New World.
Lion King doesn't have great songs. No.
Forget it.
One of the songs from Pocahontas.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah,
that's a good
right.
movie, but
good movie, but not great songs in it.
No.
Or at least none that were like.
You know what? I had I had a crush on Osmosis Jones actually too. Now that I'm fine, I'm on the 2000s.
Hell yeah.
I like that goatee.
I loved Osmosis Jones. Such a great fucking movie. That one's sick. We should watch it.
We should maybe watch Osmosis Jones. It's been a long time since I watched that.
I actually rewatched it like during COVID. It was that was one of the ones that I was like, damn, let's watch that one. Yeah.
Cute air horns for a movie that Ricky watched.
Yeah. It's cue the fucking Best Picture award sound from 19 whatever. Yeah.
And not 19 whatever, but All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yes, that one. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you say they won like everything, or they were nominated for everything, so it played every time? Either way,
it played every time they won, and it won 4.
Oh,
so, yeah. You saw a clip. It won for fucking best score. The music. All right, this is gonna be a fucking nightmare edit. This one's really, really rough. Thank you, watchers.
Yeah.
Thank you to our loyal watchers.
You got all airplane ride for this. You're welcome, Future Lane. Keep me occupied.
Great. I definitely would love to just relax on an airplane for once, but instead I've got to do work or this.
Idle airplane flyers are the devil's playthings, okay? So watch out.
I fly home at like 8 at night. Like,
great.
Can't I just watch a movie like people do? I look around and I see these people watching movies for fun.
I do that
and
sometimes.
I'm like, damn.
I'll watch a movie off of someone else's like thing on the airplane. And like, I mean, I won't watch anything myself. I'll just like watch their movie. Sometimes multiple. I'll get like 2 or 3 of them going. Then someone moves and it's ruined. I just lost the end half of wherever they were watching.
I feel like we need to regroup. We are 50 minutes in, and I feel like we did not talk about this movie at all yet.
Let's talk about it.
So, like, when we started talking about the technical aspect, yes, we talked a lot about, like, the interactions and the, like, the kind of, like, practical effects. But I think I'd like to hear you talk about. Wow, fucking clip that. I'd like
crazy.
To hear you talk.
Yeah, Jesus Christ! If we could get that as a soundbite, I want that on the soundboard. I'm gonna be able to press that button when I need to. All right. We're sitting in here. You're just over there talking. 5 minutes on it. I'm sitting here just waiting.
I'd like to hear you talk about. I can't do this. I'd like to hear you talk about the specific animation. Okay, fuck you. You talk all the time on this podcast. I'm going to send you one time the waveforms. You will see. Then you will realize.
No, I know. I also. Nothing. No.
Last week you were like, yeah, sometimes flow happens where they have to do water main break testing for.
Yeah, shit just happens in big cities. I don't know, man.
Fucking mansplaining on my own podcast. Anyway, because this is a hand-animated movie, that means every time, like, I don't think that there's a way that they would have done this where they didn't have to draw basically each cartoon onto the cell, right? Because this is film,
right?
Like, this is obviously before digital, so
you can overlay it, right? So like they would have like animation cells over top of like.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's that or if they would, because, it's not unheard of. Like, that's how they would do special effects, like a lot of special effects, like digital stuff back in the day, or not digital, but,
it was like
where they would literally draw on the cells of film. And so I think it's super impressive, the, like, level of, like, animation that they do of, like, having the characters move. Like, it never just looks like they're just, like, drawn in there to, like, Jurassic Park? Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
So,
maybe, yeah. Most of it.
Do you remember the scene where they're talking about how the dino DNA works, and it's like the doctor or the scientist talking to like an animated whatever DNA strand?
Yeah, vaguely.
It's like super janky, and that's the point. Is it's supposed to look kind of janky, but it never looks like that, where it's just like somebody standing next to like a cartoon, and they're just like talking. Like the cartoons, they're like moving, and like the angles change, and the lighting changes, and not only are they interacting with the sets in the background, but also just like the kind of like rotation or like not tilt shift, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's just really
the angle of their body. So. A lot of that, I think this movie can get away with a lot of that sort of stuff because the tunes are so off the wall, and they establish that like immediately. So like with the opening cut, like that opening shot, right? And like it sort of like flips it on its head. Because I went into this and I was like, oh, okay, so it's going to be like mainly sort of animated. I didn't know how like live action it was. I didn't know if it was live action people just interacting with animation, yada yada. So. Once the refrigerator falls and like we start closing that like opening bit is when I first went, oh shit, that's insane. This is super cool.
Which do you even remember? Not sorry to just like when they make that transition, like and the fridge falls and then it becomes real, like how did they do that? I don't even remember that happening. Like I don't even remember like being like, oh, now the fridge is real. Like it just was. Like that's cool.
I think it was like with the like refrigerator door opening or something. I don't know, but it was like
but it's so seamless.
It was just like an immediate like it's just like this is real life.
Yeah.
And so I think that sort of primes the watcher into accepting like the fluidity of the animation and like the sort of like because it's very not janky. It's very fluid, but it's like bouncy almost. Like. You know those like little. Did you ever have like the little like characters, the little like guys that were like kind of stretchy, but like they like mainly stayed in their shape, and you would
those
like
make me
stretch
throw
them and like
up,
whack
but
them against stuff.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I don't like the texture of those, the mouthfeel.
Yeah, the hand feel is horrible on those. Yeah. No, I feel you 100%. And they were also like a little sticky or like a little weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's what I don't like. The rubbery like
so like it's like just the way they squish, just like I don't know. Everything about it is a little weird. Yeah.
But in cartoon form, great stuff.
So like watching it, excellent, and like playing around with them as a kid, like watching them like stretch around and like wow is like funny. That's cool. But it primes the watcher into saying like, oh, okay, this is fine. It's a little visual gag I got.
Ricky just pointed to his forehead when he said, "Prime's the Watcher," and he has a suction cup on the tip of his finger. Is this a Roger Rabbit gag? Like, are you about to pull out like
I'm just doing a gag here? I don't know.
You're like... you point to your forehead and somebody off screen, like, shoots an arrow with, like, a suction cup at the end. Oh my god, this is the most unhinged we've ever been. Ricky's getting up and doing some... He's rooting through his bedroom, which I can only partway see. You better be careful, Longlegs might be in there.
Alright.
What are you doing? Okay, the suction cup's on the head.
Fuck. Alright, I'm not gonna get that to work. It's a cat toy is what it is.
It is a cat toy. This is an unlistenable episode. If you've made it this far, listeners...
Good for you. You gotta... Future Lane, you gotta cut a lot of this. This is pretty bad.
If you've made it this far, congratulations, you've passed the test. You can reach out to me and I'll Venmo you.
Oh my god. Alright. Jesus Christ. Okay, what were we talking about?
Put the fucking prop down, you piece of shit. Oh my god. You know, I know you grew up as an only child because you clearly did not get noogied as a kid.
I have no idea what you're talking about here, Lane.
Okay, all right. I have to pee, so we have to take a break or we have to hurry up this episode. Here,
all right.
You talk monologue about the animation for a little bit longer, and I'll pee.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So I mean, it primes the watcher, us, and then you guys as well, the watchers, into I don't know, just being ready for like less true to proportions like action, I guess. So like when Roger Rabbit is like handcuffed, when he's like running around and moving around and everything, when you see him slip out of the handcuff, right, and his excuse for it is my favorite because it's my excuse for everything. He was like, "What, you could slip out of that the whole time?" He's like, "No, only when it's funny." And yeah, totally get it. Don't worry about it, man. I can hear Lane laughing in the other room. This is insane. But yeah, so, but like that whole scene and like the setup to it and everything is like also really funny. Because they have the, not interrogation, but like almost shakedown of like the gangsters, who are like the actual cops in this to, well, not the actual cops, they're the weasels, they're the weasel gang, right? But yeah, it's like it's a really funny setup, and I mean it pays off really well, and it works because like of course he can. He's a cartoon, right? Like why wouldn't he be able to? And so you can go throughout the whole movie thinking, yeah, of course they can do that. Why shouldn't they? They're a cartoon, so they can like do these ridiculous poses with their bodies. They can like run off screen and have their faces still on screen, and then like they have to catch up, or like. I don't know, like with the falling hat thing, when he reaches up and grabs his hat, we called that characteristically toony because it is. It's like what a cartoon can do. And it's really funny to see it applied to a person instead of the animated cartoons themselves. So, yeah, I don't know. It's great how they tie all this together, you know?
The fact that you decided to bring up the handcuff gag while I was away from the mic is fucked up of you. That was a dirty dog move. That shit is so funny.
What am I supposed to talk about? It is so funny. Yeah, it's so good. And that knock, I use that knock. That's like the knock I use. Yes, I never knew that. Shave and a haircut, 2 bits.
I'm not trying to draw any parallels to last week necessarily, but yes, it is Roger Rabbit and Ricky Bleep. So
yeah, I know. Yeah.
Here we are.
Skunk in the barnyard. P.U. It's crazy because I am a cartoon. So it's just like weird to watch such a validating experience on screen, right? What was that?
There's just a lot to unpack. No, I can't even go there. Never mind.
Say it.
You being you being a cartoon is just sure.
Dude, that's what Pat would call me all the time. I don't know.
Who is Pat?
Some guy I used to work with. Don't worry about it.
Shout out Pat.
Shout out Pat. He wouldn't listen to this.
Fuck you, Pat, for not being a watcher. No. So, we should also talk about the set design in this movie. So not only like obviously like okay, they're interacting with everything, like the cartoons themselves look really cool, like all of the transitions are so seamless. But the actual like physical human real sets, even when there are no cartoons involved, they look so good. You know, they have this like Art Deco 40s, 50s kind of style, like classic Hollywood, like especially like RK Maroon's you know, office, like the the cartoon producer's office, or like
I was thinking the bar right away.
The bar, is another one too. Like they just look so good. They look so physical and tangible and like, you know, textured, not to keep using this word. But they just they look incredible.
The gag in the bar, which is like, I mean, it's like with the trolley running past, it's such an easy gag, and it gets me every time. I love it. They did it in Blues Brothers as well. Like having a train run by is always going to be funny to me. As somebody who grew up like by the train tracks on the right side, I just love the sound. You know, it's so funny to me.
You are the forehead vein fucking meme. Anytime something tangentially related to Philly, you're like, as a Philadelphian, as part of the fucking city of brotherly love.
Wait, no. I mean, I was making that joke because I grew up. Well, I'm not going to say it because you'll bleep it, but I grew up right next to a train station.
Sure.
Was this not?
Trains are in Philly. Trains are a Philly thing. Anyway.
They're not a Philly thing. They're an everywhere thing.
All right. Okay.
They're an anywhere with decent public transportation thing.
But so, I mean, all of the
trains are a Philly
places, thing. The warehouse that they're in at the end, as well as also when they first get the Acme warehouse, like like, and it's full of like silly gag props that are like the classic, you know, Looney Tunes, like, you know, Acme props. It's so funny to like see those in real life, like real physical props of them. And the warehouse is like horrifying, you know, it's like this like brick cacophony, like, you know, just mess.
It's also horrifying because like they've got like TNT and stuff, and they're like, oh haha, they're like picking up, playing around.
Yeah, but then it's like, yeah,
the one dude's like firing the punch gun off.
Yeah, like did you not know that this guy's brother died? Like,
yeah, and he's like, I thought you were humans. Eddie Valiant, not Jack Daniels. It's like, fuck off, his brother died. You're gonna shoot a toon gun at him? Fuck all the way off, man.
Yeah.
God, what a bunch of assholes in this verse. It's crazy.
It's true. This verse. I agree. It is, but like you get on Eddie's side so quickly because of it, because you are empathizing with, you know, his brother dying, and it just makes it, there's the only there. It just, it makes it so easy to have him as like an audience surrogate, because you're like, I'd probably fucking drink if I had to deal with all this shit too. But then at the end, of course, he stops drinking, and it's, you know, a triumph.
When he's in the audience and he's like talking to Roger, so a really good example of the last two things we talked about. The way that Roger sort of like moves around, he's like up in the front row, and then he like hops to the back to like be next to him and everything. Like, sure, his body proportions change, and like he moves around like, if he had like fun. Bones, it couldn't work. But it's fun, it's rubbery, it's like expressive, and that's all that it's going for, right? And that's all that it needs to be. And it's such a touching scene that like those like idiosyncratic like movements, motions, whatever. Just fit perfectly. It's seamless. It's just like, of course he would do that. That's how tunes move. Of course, like how else is it going to get up there, right?
Are you like a big Looney Tunes guy? Like classic cartoons?
Not huge, but like I definitely recognize the impact that they've had on like everything. And like I grew up and I watched like some of them on whatever.
Cartoon Network used to play them, I think.
That's what I think they still do as like bumpers sometimes, but like sometimes they just do like 4 hours or whatever. So if I'm ever in a hotel or something, that's actually like my go-to to throw on.
Nice. I would really like I'm sure it exists, but like a nice 4K version of like some of those classics. Like I feel like that would be awesome tone. My other dream is like I would love a really good documentary about that era of like Looney Tunes, like or Warner Brothers like cartoons. Disney not so much. I don't care about like Mickey Mouse and stuff. Like I watch some of those, but not nearly as much as like Looney Tunes are like the gold standard for me. So I want like the deep dive, like good documentary, like classic, kind of like not investigative, but like really informative documentary about how all of that like whole era, because that they were doing blow, like that they were like, you know what I mean, like that there was some shit going down.
It was crazy in there. Oh yeah.
So I would love to hear more about that, but there's one documentary I've seen about Looney Tunes. I only know about it because Orson Welles is in it, but it left a lot to be desired. So
shame.
Yeah.
Not much you can do about it. I love looking into the backgrounds of like how things are animated. I mean, like there are definitely like certain studios that like I prefer the animation of, yada yada.
Totally.
But it's really cool to watch like animation develop over time, especially in like I'll say like the three like touchstones. Like American animation is very different from Japanese animation, which is very different from French animation. And those are like the only real three like hubs of animation in the world, or at least as I see it. I'm not saying that other countries don't animate or like have a decent animation scene, but those are the big ones.
What is French animate? Like I feel like I couldn't name other than like Kimba. Is that French? Am I making that up?
Maybe. A lot of the French scene is like it's like any French film. It's like weird and super off the wall, and like art filmish, I guess. I don't know.
Sounds very French.
It is very French. All of it is like extremely French. But it's cool. I don't know. A lot of people sort of divide it into like Japanese studios and like, well, I'll say
Eastern
Eastern
studios. I remember you talking about this before.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Korean and Chinese animation looks like distinctly different than Japanese animation. In the same way that like French animation looks very different from American animation, and like even within American animation, you can look at like there's like the Family Guy and like
of course,
or like Flash animation and like that sort of stuff. Like there's the Family Guy style, there's like a Flash animation style which has like risen up lately. And then I don't know, and then on the like there's like I guess maybe not more prestigious, but like there's a more devoted team of like more highly paid animators working on like other kid shows and like not really many adult animated shows. I'll be honest with you, it's kind of tough to. There's some like Netflix things, I guess, but that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, couldn't be me.
And by adult, I of course I'm not referring to like the
I know,
like American Dad. Yeah, I just mean like
sure, yeah, in general,
yeah.
It's interesting. I feel like there has to be other shit from that time period, like from the 40s and 50s, besides Looney Tunes and Disney. But I feel like I'm not. I guess Tom and Jerry, because that's like Chuck Jones. So like.
So I thought that was a part of Looney Tunes, or at least a part of Warner Brothers, right?
I don't actually know. Let's see what Google has to say. No, that's Hanna-Barbera, so that's like
because
they're
yeah,
because that but like early before they did like Scooby-Doo,
I love Hanna-Barbera
all
too.
That shit. Yeah,
they're great. It always surprises me how Disney has managed to like stick around.
Yeah.
And I mean like especially like before like the Renaissance films, like when they were doing like just like Mickey Mouse like on the tugboat and stuff, like people are paying for this. I don't know.
I mean, that's the thing is they would, so like back in the day, like you would see a bunch of shit at the movies. They actually talk about it in this movie, like for a fleeting second. Roger's like, oh, another newsreel. So like you have your feature, but then before that you might have like a newsreel, you might have like a live action short film, and then you might have like a cartoon short or two. So like those like animated shorts have been getting Oscars since the 40s. I mean, like those like Mickey Mouse like movies, like those were real, like considered like real movies, right? Because there's no TV, like people weren't watching that shit on TV. So, so like people were paying money to see it, which is so funny. That's so like cool. Back then,
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, I mean, it's the same thing. Like, oh, it's a train, Like, sort of the same exact thing.
Yeah. But just, I mean, yeah.
Like, people's perceptions of it, I guess, change over time, and, like, what you're expecting to see, and, like, what you'd even accept from, like, these studios changes over time, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But, you have to also think Disney did have, like, Snow White and Fantasia and, like, all Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella.
Yeah,
like, they had those feature-length ones, too, holding them up, Bambi.
How... I guess I've never placed those as being particularly old.
Snow White's from...
What the fuck?
Yeah, Snow White's the
1942? What?
Yeah.
All right, that's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. Sleeping Beauty's from the 50s, I think, late 50s. Cinderella's 1950.
Wow.
Yeah. They're old, 30,
that's insane.
40 years before this movie, so.
Oh, yeah, okay, because, like, all right, these movies, 100% pay to watch this, yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Like, pay to watch it now.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Any other particularly good scenes you want to talk about or touch on?
Are you trying to wrap us up here? Are you hurrying
No,
to the finish line?
I'm not.
What the fuck?
I thought you were.
Notes.
Okay, you
got
got
peed,
notes.
so I'm happy. I've still got like a third of my second Truly. The one thing that we should talk about is the edgy humor, like the innuendo and stuff. Like, most of that is fine. Like, I don't think any of that is objectionable today, except for there's one pretty racist caricature of, like, a Native American person with the bullets. I was kind of, like, bracing because I couldn't remember if there was anything, like, super duper offensive in this movie. And besides that, I don't think there is, but it is still, like...
when that popped up, I was like, that's actually distasteful. Like that I can easily
really
point to and be
bad.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, but it's interesting.
And that was when he quit drinking, too, because it's like, I don't know, it made it really, like, weird to me, because that's supposed to be a, like, sort of touching-ish moment. Yeah, heartwarming at the very least, right? And then...
And you're like, that sucks. Yeah. Well, and it's bizarre because this is so easily a metaphor for, like, racism, this movie. Like, the way the tunes are treated.
Yeah.
So it's like...
And the weird part to me is, like, they're not, like, horribly mistreated, right? But, like, everyone's... They're like, immediately like, they're just, like... Yeah, they're like, they're just tunes. Like, they're just very different. Like, whatever.
They'll work for peanuts. He, like, throws them, which made me laugh, like, the pun. But then it's like, oh, wait, actually, like, what are you saying?
And, like they would, like, package them up in, like the, like, dancing shoes and stuff. They would, like, package them and just, like, ship them out and stuff like that. When he just straight up, when Doom gets introduced, and he just kills a shoe for no reason? That is a sentient being!
Ricky and I both just like shit the bed at the same time with our eyebrows. We both, like, our eyebrows both raised to the ceiling.
No, because it's crazy. He was literally just like, hey, I'm performing a citizen's arrest and killing this guy right here. It's like, what? What?
Judge,
like,
jury, and executioner. Yeah.
And, like, for no reason at all. Well, like, just to, like, threaten the guy. He's like, I know how to deal with tunes. Watch this. Yeah. It's like, what the... That's a living shoe, bro. Put him down.
It's
like,
fucked
put him
up.
down.
Yeah, and the shoe's, like, screeching. Like, it's, like, whining.
Like,
and it's, like, rubbing up against him, like, oh, look at me. I'm a cute little shoe. And then he's like, dip.
I thought that they were going to go with the, like tune to real life route, and, like, Dip would turn it, like, back to, like, a real thing, and I thought, like, that would turning it into, like, a normal shoe. I was gonna
it just dies.
No, he just kills it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, because he says it's like acetone and butane, so it's like
and turpentine,
like shit.
Like paint
basically,
stuff.
Paint remover, right? Like stuff that would like erase, which is sad. It's sad.
Yeah.
So
but that, I mean, it's also kind of the joke. The tunes, they're made of ink. You can get rid of them.
Oh, sure, but like in the context of the movie, like it really makes the stakes feel very high. Like this is murder. Like this is a dark place for a movie to go. Even just setting aside all the edgy humor, like this movie is quite dark.
Yeah, and then he's like straight up like, I'm just going to destroy Toontown. Like I know, I just made half an hour or an hour ago, I made a joke about pay Paradise, put up a park lot, but like he's literally like, I'm going to destroy Toontown. Like, fuck that,
Yeah.
I want to put it right there.
The way he's talking about the freeway at the end is so funny. When he's like, they'll get on and off and then off and back on.
It's just a series of ramps and roads. It's like, all right, buddy, calm down.
It's so funny.
Only a tune could come up with this. And it's crazy because it's like even still, he's got a little bit of that prejudice, you know? It's like he may be transformed, but he still sees in his tunes, you know? It's like, man, fuck you,
only a tune could cook that up.
Lane? What is that supposed to mean now?
Well, in the beginning too, actually a few times he does it where something wacky will happen and he'll like be holding his scotch and he'll be like, tunes.
yeah.
I'm gonna start saying that to you. Anytime you say wacky shit on this podcast, I'm gonna cut in Eddie Valiant. Yeah, I don't know, man. Is Bob Hoskins hot in this movie?
Tunes.
How deep into that second truly are you there, Lane?
Deep enough to talk about this.
Yeah, I would say no.
Really?
Are you into that? I don't know. Sorry, man. Like, are you feeling it?
I think he's hot. Yeah, actually, as a kid, I definitely.
I sort of picked up on that.
But now I'm like, yeah.
He reminds me of one of the robbers from Home Alone. A bit too much. Yeah.
Joe Pesci. He does have a little bit of a Joe Pesci thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Joe Pesci's angry. Yeah, Bob Hoskins isn't angry in this. He's determined.
You're right. Yeah, yeah.
That's a hear me out, actually. I bet you there's like a good meaty Twitter thread. Somebody.
This is a pretty big hear me out. This would be a good one to share with coworkers instead of Jesse Plemons.
The days without mentioning Jesse Plemons countdown has restarted.
We did it last week too, technically, with the Breaking Bad.
Fuck, so. Yeah. No, but earlier, what my boss was like, shout out Jesse, not Plemons. My boss knew Jesse. She was like, "What are you talking about on your pod today? What'd you watch?" And I was like, "Oh, Who Framed Roger Rabbit." And I almost was like, "You know who my hear me out is?" And then I was like, "It's only 4:30."
It would have been so funny if you immediately went, "Man, Bob Hoskins is so hot in that."
I wouldn't say
just
he's hot.
Like without a beat between.
I don't know. I feel like
all right.
He's hot.
You definitely thinking it.
No,
yeah.
It's more. There's.
You can commit to that.
He's attractive. I wouldn't say he's. I mean, he's not an ugly guy, but like, it's this character specifically. I feel like it's.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm gonna bleep all of this. Just 1 2-minute long bleep. Also, you have held up like 6 different props in the last 2 minutes. Like you've held up like credit cards. You held up like a
expired ID, current ID, which is also expired.
Oh my god! Wait, hold that back. You look like Skrillex in your current ID. Also, oh my god, you look. I'm screenshotting this right now. No, put it back up.
No way. No way, Buckaroo.
Buckaroo Banzai.
Good callback.
Thank you. Is there anything else we do want to talk about? I guess there was one.
That's crazy. You try to talk us out right now. That's crazy.
Yeah, I went through all my notes.
You get us off the stage.
At one point he says, "You're killing him. You're slaying him. You're knocking him dead." And I was like, "Oh, he said slay." He was the first one to say slay in this context.
Oh,
Roger Rabbit.
There was another one of those. It was something so like innocuous. I was like, "Oh fuck, they said that back then." It was really funny to me.
Back then, I don't know what it was. 30 years ago when this movie came out, 25. We should also talk about the weasels. I feel like 35? The weasels are funny.
Is it not 35 years ago? That's crazy.
It is 35 years ago. I can't count.
It's a lot of time.
It is. We should talk about the weasels. The weasels are really funny, and like when they die at the end is hilarious, and they're like trying to grab their ghosts to back into their body.
We should. Very funny, but we should talk about the car. How can we mention Benny?
Oh, Benny is
Benny. Yeah.
Yeah, Benny's funny.
Yeah. Also, like people like when he's riding, Bob Hoskins is riding in Benny. Looks natural.
Yeah.
Like he's just hanging out. He's driving. Yeah.
It's crazy how much shit happens in this movie where you don't even think about the fact that it's insane that it happens in this movie.
When
you're
the car starts driving the car, then he turns on, and then he turns on his headlights and beams them out the front of the car because the cars are broken. Like, get out of here, bro! Shut the fuck up, man. What is this?
It's good. Yeah, that car is good. Benny the taxi. Oh. Yeah. I like that he drives
just
through
appearing out of nowhere.
Yeah.
When he they're going like back and forth doing thumbs. Yeah. You get a car. You call for a taxi. Good
it's
stuff.
So funny. Oh, yeah.
I did like the not moles. Fuck.
The weasels.
Hyenas. No, the hyenas were the ones that died.
Well,
the weasels. Yeah.
Because he's like your stupid hyena cousins.
Yeah. Stop laughing.
Yeah. That's so.
Oh fuck.
Yes. Laugh
in this movie. Yeah, he says it. He's like tunes are made to make people laugh.
The mic just got so loud.
That's a gift for future Lane right there.
Do you want to explain the laugh joke to the watchers because they don't?
know. Yeah. In high school, one of my friends, Angel Santizo, on the bus would
shout out Angel.
We'd just try to make each other laugh and whatnot. And that would be like one of his go-tos would just be to yell laugh as loud as possible. And like everyone on the bus would look back, and it like the main thing is just to make sure that like no one laughs there, and invariably everyone starts dying at it, right? Because it's just so easy. So I do it every now and again too, and I think I was relaying the same story to Lane when we were either after drinking or going out to drinking.
Oh, yeah, because we were walking back to either to my place or your place, and it was just like... I was like, please don't scream in the middle of the suburb at 2 a.m. It's so loud.
So loud. So fucking loud. Just like... It's crazy the volume that I can produce at times. Lane actually asked me to yell laugh the other day. They were like, hey, just give me a voice recording of that.
For the podcast. And you were like, I can't do it on this meeting.
No. Before that, I did it, and I recorded it, and it blew out the microphone of my of my phone. And so it's a 5-second recording, and it goes, laugh. And, like, that's it. It's just, like, cuts. It's just
Can you
nothing.
send me that?
I did send it to you. You were like, this is nothing, Ricky. And I was like, no, I tried.
I don't even
it got out.
I'll cut that back in.
I did forget after the meeting one, though.
Sorry to future Lane for all of the editing that you're going to have to do on this one, because it's going to be a lot. We got audio clips. We got callbacks. We got... Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
It's everything, yeah. We got... it's just... we got... You'll already have, like, the clips for that, though, so those will be easy to slice in there.
Oh, yeah, I didn't delete it, because I was like, I put it in on this, this Oakwood episode, too, so...
Nice.
It's already, it's in there, yeah. It's living in there with the Mario 64 pause sound effect in my Audacity folder. Yeah.
Do you do that when I say pause? Or, like, when either of us say pause?
No, I use it when I cut something in to show that we, that like it's a time jump, or like I'm cutting in to say like actually, or pardon me.
That would be funny though, just with like a pause and
every
like
time. I would have to cut it in 6 times an episode. It would be obnoxious.
No, we're not that bad with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry for trolling you here, Lane. Just trying to keep that one alive. Got to keep it in the vocab, the lingo.
I'm just looking through. Seeing if there's anything else.
Sorry about hitting the table there, Future Lane.
I didn't even hear it. Is there...
Future Lane's gonna hear it. They're gonna be mad. Is there anything else to talk about with this movie?
Yes.
No, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really great. Yeah, good pick. Can't believe I never watched it before.
Hell yeah.
Super funny.
Right.
Excellent gags.
Like, this is a perfect movie. This is a perfect movie. I think I was looking through the list. This might be the best movie we've watched. I don't know. I would have to really
It just hits every note. You know, like it's great and funny. It's got stakes. It Amadeus, it hits every note. But it has every note it needs. Yeah, whatever. Yada. Yeah, I don't know. It does well with it though.
I'd have to really think if this movie is not like I'd have to compare it to The Thing or Yojimbo. I'd have to really think, but it's up there. It's probably I think it's top 3
for the genre. Like just to say like comedy movies, like top comedy. Oh,
it's the funniest movie we watched.
That's another thing.
It's funnier than Amadeus.
Him getting run over by a road roller. A, JoJo's reference, and B, they parody it on The Naked Gun.
I think The Naked Gun probably came out before this movie.
Wow. Well, The Naked Gun probably
I feel like
getting
run over by a steamroller is not a particularly unique set piece.
Yeah. Another one of the gags, one of the carts that like they knock into. Yeah, the gags. One of the things they knock into is overused Acme gags, and it's like shit falling out of it. Yeah,
there's so many funny little background puns in this. Like
yes, yeah,
even in the opening short.
Everything is Acme branded. Everything.
Well, except for I think it's the oven is hotter than hell. Is the name? It's like hotter than hell, but it's hotter than hell. Is the joke? Yeah. Like there's a ton of shit like that in the background. There's a lot of love in this movie. It's a classic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome.
Watchers, if you haven't seen this movie, fuck yourself. No, if you haven't seen this movie, go watch. Go fuck yourself. Movie.
This pod, we've been recording for 6 minutes shorter than this movie, all right?
That's crazy that it's only been 6 minutes.
Get out there.
This movie.
Watch it. Well,
I just burped and it tastes like Hot Pocket. It's a sign to wrap us up.
Yeah, that's the good stuff. Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say about this movie?
No. Nope. Thought it was great. No notes.
Okay. Tell me what
I want, what I really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
Okay. This week I want to watch Othello from 1951, directed by Orson Welles. I came prepared.
Hell yeah.
I want to watch this movie, obviously for obvious reasons, but also I think it's very well regarded. No. This is not a thirst. This is not a thirst watch. Because he's in blackface in this movie. He plays Othello. So I'm very curious. It's still very well regarded, and so I'm like very intrigued by it. It was between this or Macbeth, and I think this one is the better regarded one. It's a little later in his career, his directorial career. So this is like before the trial, but like well after Cain, kind of a few years after some of his other like movies that kind of like did okay but got taken away from him. So. Yeah, I just, he has a few Shakespearean adaptations, and I figured this one might be the most, like, interesting to talk about. So, yeah. I figure it's probably easy to find, too.
I'm down for it. Yeah.
Have you read Othello? Or seen
I don't know. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. I think this is one of the Shakespeares that I have not touched. I've heard of it before, and I used to play the
game.
Tile game, Othello, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
I love that, so.
Cool.
I mean, if the movie's anything like it,
maybe
I'll love
they talk about it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm excited for it. It's a short guy.
It's a little bit over 90 minutes for the film. 91.
Yeah. Cool.
Sweet. Looking forward to it.
Me too. Do you want to give us your merry-go-round broken down?
Yeah, let me re-listen to it so I know.
You don't know the tune? How do you not know the tune right off the bat?
Is that the?
No, it's the Looney Tunes like closeout. It's the. How do you not know that?
I don't know.
Do you even Bugs, bro? Do you even Bugs Bunny?
I don't.
That's crazy that you don't know that. That scene is fucking crack. I'm gonna watch that as soon as we hang up. I'm gonna watch the scene of him in the bar and the scene at the end.
Wait, is it Oh wait, that's that's not the broken one.
No, that's the song. The name of the song is Merry Go Round Broken Down. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Come on, man.
All right, whatever. Keep all of this in.
Who what?
I said keep all of this in.
Keep all of this in. Okay.
Oh, pause. Wait. What did you think I said?
Who? I don't know, man.
Keep balls? Balls
yes,
are gay 3?
I gave up on that. I returned that fucking game. I
got
the Steam refund so
you told me that.
Fuck that game. Fuck
That's
any
crazy.
game.
You didn't get past the character creation.
I did get past the character creation, and I saw the way my character looked, and I was like, this doesn't look anything like me. I'm just going to play Dragon Age. So I'm getting Dragon Age instead. Sorry.
Nice. That's fine.
Please, take us out. Please take us out.
Oh. Is that it?
I totally, yeah, but I thought you had words. I thought you were cooking.
Oh, I don't know what the words are. Are there words to it?
Well, yeah, but he comes up with the words during the thing. Come on, Ricky. This is like my platonic ideal of a podcast ending.
Oh my fucking
It's
God.
fine.
I'm not going to come up with the words to it, Lane. Oh my God.
Come on. I thought you were a bit maker. I thought you were a real, real one.
No bits. No bits?
Ricky is making the Megamind face at me.
And Lane is not responding to my provocations over here.
How are we going to end this episode? Should I just play the clip from the fucking end of the movie?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, okay. That works. I'll end it with Yojimbo too, just for fun.
Just for good measure. You know what? I'm going to throw the blah blah as well, just for good measure.
No, don't do this to me. I already paid someone on Fiverr to mix those together.
No, stop. Not on mic, Lane. Save it for after the pod.
The watchers can't know.
I love to make the pain. Believe me, it's no strain. It feels so great to touch a plate and look at me. No pain, no pain, no pain.